So yesterday, in an extraordinary moment, Melania Trump walked down that long hallway at the White House to the podium and denied any ties to Jeffrey Epstein and urged a hearing for survivors, saying, I didn't know this cat. I don't have anything to do with him. I didn't know Maxwell either, despite all the photos and the emails. And then said, and survivors need to have their hearing. What is going on here and what should happen next? JoDee Neal is a child abuse expert and survivor, has a new book out called Outcry Witness. JoDee, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me. What an important topic.
Yeah, so I guess one question is she right? Should there be a congressional hearing for survivors in the Epstein case?
Absolutely. Every survivor needs an opportunity to say the truth about what happened to them in a meaningful context. I love that she suggested this.
JoDee, but on the flip side of that, could these survivors be a little offended because this is something they've been wanting for a very long time now? And why is it that it's going to be a little more pushed because Melania Trump said something?
Well, sure. But at this point, I think they're willing to take any dignity that they can get.
Right.
Yes. Nancy Mace has been a tremendous advocate for the Epstein survivors. So has Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, I tell you, I've really come around to people that I didn't think I would really ever come around to because they've stood up for all these Epstein survivors.
Yes, and to follow that up, I also think it's very interesting that she now wants these, the survivors to now be heard, but also with these files, it's interesting to me that your husband is the one that is named in these files thousands upon thousands of times, but now what does that mean inside of their home that she is now making a case for these files and the survivors to be heard?
I think it was a really risky move for her. And when I saw that she did it, I lost a little bit of breath worrying about what would happen to her.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. You're a survivor, JoDee. Every time this comes up, like yesterday, is it new pain for survivors or is it good because it's being discussed?
It's good because we are moving the needle. If you have not disclosed, then you really can't avoid it. And I think that the pressure bubble is bursting as we speak. But to have something like this take place, which is truly unprecedented, we have a first lady potentially implicating the president, is seismic. And it means that we're all just so tired of being silent and we're ready to just get it out in the open and play the ball as it lies.
I'm inherently skeptical, I think, as a journalist. And so I always look at why did people do this now? Could it be that she did this now because the war's not going great and she wanted to deflect attention? Or is that way too cynical in your estimation?
I definitely can't rule that out. I mean, it would make sense, and I hadn't really thought about it. So thank you for raising that to me. On the issue of survivors waiting to speak, however, I can say that we know now from research that it's really a biological response to the injury of being sexual assaulted. A survivor becomes frozen and paralyzed in a sense and really unable to say the truth about what happened to them. So that's one reason why a survivor might wait to say something.
But in this case, JoDee, it seems like the patience is going to pay off because, yes, these files are, they were supposed to be released in its entirety months ago, and that is still yet to happen. But now that, like you said, having the first lady speaking up, do you think that would expedite things a little more now?
I do. Even though she has no real authority over the matter, I think that puts a unique amount of pressure on especially potential deponents like Bill Gates, who's supposed to be going in front of the House committee in a few weeks. Here we have the administration, even though it's not the president himself, we have the administration siding with survivors, even over her own husband, and it is remarkable.
So, JoDee, you spent 20 years prosecuting crimes against children, important impactful work. Then you publicly shared your own experience as a survivor, and that ties into all of this. Why 20 years later did that happen for you? Did you make that decision?
Well, it had gotten to the point in my life where I really couldn't fight it anymore. I knew that there were issues in my life that I just wasn't happy. And I still had despair, despite the fact I had everything that you could want. And I knew that the reason why I was feeling so dark is because I was still holding this pain inside of me. So I stayed up one night and wrote it all out, and I just happened to write a publisher. The first publisher I ever wrote said, yeah, sure. They picked up the project, and a year later, I have a published book.
The book is Outcry Witness, and it explores the legal, psychological, and human impact of breaking silence around abuse. The author is JoDee Neal, child abuse expert and survivor. JoDee, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Best to you guys. Keep up the conversation.